I currently have over 20 LLCs for all of my businesses, and I own virtually nothing in my personal name. I'll tell you why that is later. But in this video, I'm gonna explain all the reasons why you should get an LLC and how you can actually get one for free. If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan Pineda. I'm a real estate investor and entrepreneur, and my goal is to help people live the wealthy way. If you wanna learn more about that, go to wealthyway.com and get access to all of our free resources. So let's talk about why you should have an LLC. The first reason is asset protection. When you start a business, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna get into some type of lawsuit if you do enough business. The reality is, the more deals you do, the more customers you have, the more transactions you make, opens you up to more liability just because more is happening. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether it's real estate or crypto or something else, you are likely to get into a lawsuit if you're in business long enough. And it doesn't even have to be your fault to get into a lawsuit. One of your employees could do something really dumb, and now all of a sudden your business is liable. Maybe you have a partner in the business who does something that they shouldn't have, and now you get into a lawsuit that way. Or it could just be a totally frivolous lawsuit from a customer or somebody else who's complaining and they just want to sue you. At the end of the day, it is not hard to sue somebody in America. You can pretty much sue anybody you want for any reason. Now, it doesn't mean that you're gonna lose a lawsuit. It just means that you're gonna have to fight it and hire a lawyer. So if you know that you're gonna get into a lawsuit at some point, what happens next? Well, the person that is suing you typically wants to be paid something, and somebody is going to have to pay them potentially. Ideally, you're not gonna have to pay them anything if the lawsuit is bogus, but if the lawsuit's legit, then hopefully it's only your business that is liable. And this is why getting an LLC is so important, so that you can separate your business from your personal assets. You see, if they sue your business, typically what they can go after is all of the assets in that business. Whatever that business owns can be used as repayment for this lawsuit potentially. What you don't want to happen is those personal assets to also be included in a repayment. This means your personal residence, this means your stocks, your rental portfolio. It could be your crypto or even your watch collection. So you want to avoid having those things that you personally own be separated from what the business owns. And if you set up an LLC correctly, it will be designed to do just that. Now, for a lot of people who are doing a side hustle, they're probably doing it all under their personal name. And if that's the case, if you mess up in doing something, they can sue you personally and put all of those other assets up for grabs. So for all of my people who are part of Flip Nation doing these cool side hustles like couch flipping or sneaker flipping or anything else, you need to make sure you get an LLC to protect yourself in the event that something happens with that side hustle. This also protects you from anybody else that does wrongdoing in your business. As I said before, if your partner screws up, you don't want to personally be liable for something they did. And vice versa, if I was the one that screwed up, I don't want my partner to pay the punishment for something I did. So an LLC is great for asset protection, and I would also say that as you start to grow your wealth, also look into getting a trust. There's a lot of different ways a trust can work. Typically, a lot of people own their LLCs in a trust, and it basically creates these different layers of protection. But I would say if you're not a millionaire yet, don't necessarily worry about a trust, just start with an LLC. Now, the second reason to get an LLC is the tax benefits. I've done a YouTube video talking about what is the best LLC for taxes. It actually did really well, and I'll link to that video down below so that you guys can check it out after this. But long story short, for many entrepreneurs, especially if you're making over $100,000 a year, setting up your business in an S-corp is going to save you a lot of money in taxes. And the cool thing is, it doesn't take any extra work out of your end. It's just simply structuring the business in a different way. And that's just one type of way you can set up an LLC. There are other structures as well, depending on your situation. And I don't want to get super in depth on this video about which one works best. I'm not even qualified to do that. Later on in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get your LLC set up for free, and they're going to be able to consult you on which structure is best for your situation. A third reason to set up an LLC is for corporate credit. By starting an LLC for your business early, it allows you to start building credit from the beginning. I started my first LLC back in 2015, and since then, that LLC has borrowed millions of dollars and gotten multiple credit lines. It didn't get all of that stuff off the bat, but because my business had been established for many years, and because it had a history of repaying credit, I'm able to now get even more credit as the years go on. And if you've been following me, then you know that I started my house flipping career by maxing out my credit cards personally. At the time, I didn't have any corporate or business credit, so I had to do everything personally. But what I didn't mention with that story is I also applied for credit for my business. And even though the credit lines weren't big initially, having that credit helped me get to where I'm at today. I was able to max out those lines and take out more cash so that I could buy more flips. So if you're in real estate, one of the biggest things you can do is get credit to help you buy properties and buy things for your business, whether it's education, whether it's marketing, or whether it's to help pay for new employees. Real estate is a business that is built on debt. You're gonna be taking out debt, whether it's credit, whether it's mortgages, whether it's private lenders, the list goes on and on. You need debt to do real estate at a high level. And so the sooner you can start getting corporate credit to fund your business and other expenses, the faster your business is gonna grow. And that leads to the fourth reason why you need to start an LLC, and that is for financing. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said about corporate credit, but it's super important for certain businesses. For instance, when I go to buy a house flip right now, they want to see that I have an LLC that I'm buying the house with. They will not give me a hard money loan in my personal name, meaning that they're not gonna finance the house unless I have an LLC. So if you're getting into the house flipping or wholesaling business, you have to have an LLC, or you simply can't get financing from a lot of lenders to buy and flip real estate. But this is also true for other business loans that you may get. If you want to go get an SBA loan, you're going to need an LLC and a business to go apply under. And so if you're looking to get financing for bigger loans beyond corporate credit, make sure that you have an LLC. The fifth reason you need to get an LLC is for legitimacy. Just think about it. If you're trying to go invoice somebody or get somebody to invest in your business or get clients or partners, it's gonna look a lot more legit if you have an LLC and a business name. It shows to all these potential people that you're serious about this, that you've started it, you've put money into it obviously, and it's gonna give them that perception that you are more legit than somebody else who's just using their personal name. I remember back in 2015 when I started that first LLC, the moment I had it, I was more confident when I was talking to other people in the industry. If I was talking to a real estate agent trying to get them to work with me, I had a business that I represented. If I was trying to raise money from somebody, I had an actual business. But it was even bigger when I went to go talk to sellers. If I was trying to go get a property from a seller or even a wholesaler, it made a lot more sense and I was a lot more credible because I had a business behind me. Now they didn't need to know that that business hadn't done any deals yet, or even as my career kept going, it only did a couple of deals. It made me more confident and it made them more confident in me. And if somebody doesn't have an LLC, it's a really big red flag to me that they're either trying to scam me or that they're just not serious about their business. So if you have a side hustle right now that is making money, I 100% think that you should be starting an LLC with it. And if you're trying to get into house flipping or wholesaling, then you definitely need an LLC for all the things I just mentioned. Now, as I said earlier in the video, I have a way for you to get an LLC created for free. Now, I've partnered with a company called Prime Corporate Services that specializes in creating LLCs and helping people get corporate credit. Now, the offer that they've done for many of my students and other clients in my other businesses is that they will consult you and get the LLC set up at their cost. Meaning that all you have to pay is the filing and admin fees to create an LLC with your state, $300 to $800 to start an LLC. And that's just the state's fee. That has nothing to do with anybody that you pay to help you file it, anyone you pay to consult you. That's just the cost of starting up an LLC. So if you book a call with Prime, they will consult you and set up the LLC for you for free on their side. You just need to pay those filing and admin fees. So it's really cool. A bunch of my students have used them to start up their LLCs, as well as some of our e-com clients. So if you want to take advantage of that offer, go to primecorporateservices.com/Ryan. I'll link to that down below in the description so that you can book a call with their team today and get your LLC created. But anyways, make sure you check it out. And as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.